and riot. Sometimes you have to scream and riot, because some people can't hear you when you talk too quiet. There's a time for peace and a time for quiet. But sometimes you have to scream and riot, because some people can't hear you when you talk too quiet. Red blood bleeding. I bleed for my country. Blood so red it stains the pavements of my mind. For the horrors and atrocities committed against our innocent children by the sex offenders whose names they refuse to release. Big man, bad man, you're nameless, so you're shameless. I bleed. I bleed for my brothers living in substandard conditions that pedigreed dogs would refuse, wanting to work and finding none, wanting to provide but having no skill because our system of education favors the rich and denounces the poor, sitting on the sidewalk all day long waiting for trouble to find them, rubbing out their hand middle and blowing out their noses, hoping that God will step in before they pick up a gun to quench the thirst on their lips, a Glock to fight on the side of those who use and abuse, misuse, and then refuse, leaving our men incarcerated in the prisons of mind and stone. I bleed. I bleed for my sister, raped and ravished by a man 6 times her age, held down by a woman who should never be called a mother, sold into slavery by a system that makes no provision for her, that flashes the bling and bling but never gives her a thing, vacant eyes staring into space, the dim light by which she studies until her abuser comes, by a body burnt by cane fire, by acid, by oil, for the baby torn from her pregnant belly in the name of choice, for the choice that takes an innocent life, snuffing it out like a nuisance, a mosquito to be crushed beneath the weight of our hands, for the 8-inch heels she suffers to wear in the name of fashion that will one day break her back. I bleed. I bleed a blood so red, so bloody red that the eclipse of the sun would run from its color. A blood so red that the gun court of old would bow down to the redness of my blood. A blood that soaks the streets of Kingston, Montego Bay, Savlamar, and runs into the sea where it cannot be diluted by the cool waters of the Caribbean. A blood that drips from Parkland to Sandy Hook and into the angry Atlantic where it disappears but lingers like rot beneath the surf. I bleed a blood so red it looks black, black like the tar that on the streets where another body lays dead, victim of a dog heart shatter, another dopey for another day. Blood so dried it cannot be washed away. No fire hose, no bleach. Scrub, 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 and scrub till you scrub your skin raw, and I will still bleed. I bleed a blood so red. A blood so bloody red. A blood so red. I bleed.